Hey people, it's January 14th at 9:35 here on the East Coast, and I just wanted to answer a couple of people's comments. I got a couple of comments. I'd like to answer them on video instead of just writing them. One person asked me why I'm back to my old background. Well, until I get my new laptop in, I do not want to use the old laptop because I cleaned it out, I formatted it, and it's pretty much ready to be shipped out once the auction ends. So that's the reason I'm using this uh, the old background. I have the camera set up on my desktop right now. So when I get the new laptop in, I'll go back to the American flag, I promise. Anyway, I'm sure a lot of people don't really care what the background is. But another thing I wanted to talk about is someone asked me, how I'm preparing for the inevitable world war that's going to happen in the Middle East, that I'm prepped and everything. It's funny that they should say prep because I'm only about 10 miles away from New York City. And like I said before, and I'll say it again for those people who did not catch it, if something like that would happen, like a World War III type scenario, I wouldn't even bother prepping. It'll be quick. A millisecond of brilliant light, I'm gone. So if that happens, folks, it's been nice knowing you. The people I met on here, I'm really glad I met them. A handful of people I keep in touch with on a daily basis. I wish I could keep in touch with the 3,000 plus people, but obviously that's impossible. But I do appreciate everyone's comments. But yeah, there's nothing we could do. We could pray it doesn't happen. But that's to answer that person who asked me how I'm prepping for the crisis in Iran. Well, if it stays limited, if it stays within that area, yeah, there's a good chance we could survive if the radiation doesn't get over here. If it's a limited nuclear conflict, then there's a possibility many of the people would survive in the United States. Wouldn't be good. It would destroy the United States economy in many ways, obviously. But yeah, that's survivable. So let's hope it just doesn't go global. As far as the new news that's happening today, they're still positioning all their chess pieces, ships and equipment being moved around in preparation for a major conflict. They also had today that the United States also denied having any responsibility for that Iranian assassination. And it's funny because the Israelis also denied having responsibility for that assassination. So that only leaves like a couple of people left, a couple of groups left. It's either the elite, the UK. I mean, somebody must have planted that bomb on the car. My guess is Israel. Or Israel and the United States together working in conjunction. That's just my take on it. So, do I think it's right? I don't think anything's right. I don't think that we should even be fighting over there, I don't think anybody should be killing each other anywhere. I think everyone should be getting along, but we don't live in a world like that. But if Israel thinks that this is the only way to slow them down, if they really feel like there's a threat, well, it's better than having an all-out war, I guess. But I think we're headed in that direction nevertheless. And then someone sent me something about Syria now. Things are heating up over there in ways that, I don't even want to think about. They're saying that it's possible that that place could be, having a major war right now because I think they said Saudi Arabia. Let me just bring this up again. I forgot already, to tell you the truth. I'll bring it up in a second. But, it's not good, folks. I mean, the situation in the Middle East right now, a lot of people wrote me, Syria crisis, Syria. We just have to, new here, crisis mounts. 2 hours ago, they're fearing a civil war and mounting in Syria. I knew I read something about it today. Fear of civil war mounts and Syria crisis deepens. And they're saying that the failure of the Arab League mission to stance the violence in Syria is going to probably pretty much cause a civil war, and the Emir of Qatar favors Arab troops in Syria. So that's the latest over there. It's very, 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 very bad. And I don't think people realize it because they turn on their TV, and like tonight, I'm sure a lot of people are going to turn on the TV and watch the Miss America pageant. Maybe I'll tune in just the bikini models, but the bikini area. But that's pretty much it. And I probably won't even tune in for that. But that's what people are watching. They have no clue of what's happening in the world. But the area of Syria has to be watched very closely. The area of Iran has to be watched very closely. And someone asked me why am I keep on talking about that. Well, I'm talking about it now because it's probably the most important area right now to be talking about. This could be as bad as the Cuban Missile Crisis was in the 1960s. Only this time I don't think that cooler heads will prevail because we don't live in the 1960s anymore. It's a much different world that we live in. I mean, just the internet in general, where you have people's ideas and thoughts, being exchanged on a second-to-second basis, and that can change a whole series of events. A whole series of events can change just from that one technology alone. So, I don't know, folks. I really don't. It goes back to, I guess, the only thing, like one guy said. He goes, I know you're not religious, but, I think we should all pray. I agree with that. I have to agree on that point, And one guy asked me, what am I going to do if a global crisis happens? Now, nothing to do. I said to people, I live 10 miles away from New York City. And I don't know how many people know this, but if a megaton bomb goes off in the Manhattan, all I'll see is a millisecond of brilliant light, I'm gone. Everything will be vaporized within a 10-mile area. That's just the way it is. That's the weapons we have nowadays. A million degrees the air becomes. 1 million degrees Fahrenheit. And you're gone. Just gone. You turn to dust. So hopefully I won't feel anything. That's the only good thing, that I live near New York. I won't have to suffer too long. I'm not really worried, but that's the reality of it. I know a lot of people are going to be worried. You have young kids. I say young, in their 20s. You have young kids that are actually worried, and they're writing and saying, you really think there's going to be. And I see it on these forums. I read the forums too. I read forums. I read all these blogs and stuff. And there are people out there actually very worried, and they have every right to be worried. I would be worried too. If I was just starting my life out and you hear that World War III could possibly break out, yeah, I'd be worried too. And I said it once, I'll say it again. If you see Iran being attacked, or if you see Syria, being attacked somehow, I'm going to have a special blog TV just for that reason, so people can actually talk about it. And we could talk amongst ourselves, as long as the blog TV stays up. Because once that war breaks out, folks, you're going to have EMP bombs going off. You're going to have all this crazy stuff. I'm sure the internet will go down within, my guess would be within the hour. If something major would break out, maybe less time. Maybe I'm misunderstanding the way things would work. But if you see Israel attacking Iran with, let's say, a bunker buster tactical nuke to get in the underground facility, I don't even think we'd have an hour. You'd have some serious EMPs going off, and a whole bunch of stuff would be disrupted. You'd have telecommunications going down, you'd have the internet going down on the Middle East, and who knows how fast it would take. Maybe minutes we'd have. That would be it. So, I don't know, folks, I try not to think about it too much because I get pretty upset, but, you can't get upset because it's inevitable, and like I said before, there's nothing we can do about it. There are people in power right now that would love to see this happen. And I'm convinced about that. There are evil people in the world that would love to see it. There are people that actually want war so they can make money on more military equipment. All this military equipment that's being bought and purchased. Well, you don't purchase military equipment unless you have conflicts in the world. Multi-billion-dollar planes and multi-billion-dollar aircraft carriers and multi-billion-dollar weapon systems and multi-billion-dollar anti-missile systems and anti-ship missile systems. And if there's no war in the world, there's no no conflict in the world, How are they going to make money? But the stupid part is what these companies and these groups don't know, is if a major conflict does break out, there are not going to be any more companies left to make money from. Everything will be turned to pretty much ashes. You know, at least, well, I wouldn't say everything, because in the Bible it does talk about 1/3 of the earth will be destroyed. I guess it wouldn't be the whole entire earth. I guess maybe something will intervene. Anyway, guys, that's my little rant. I don't want to keep on ranting and ranting and ranting. But hopefully my new laptop will come in. I'll go back to my flag background, and hopefully it'll come in before all this craziness jumps off. Take it easy, folks. Be well. Bye.